Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm going to do part 207 to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series. I'm going to continue talking to this Lugia and Chronon Fragger family. I'm still trying to understand everything that just happened. I mean, for one, Rexy was the one that flat out disappeared, which kind of worries me a little bit. I hope he's still alive somewhere, like, even from a long distance. Hope he's okay. Yeah, I know he ate me, but I still care about him. Like I said, it's one of the first time I about broke down the tears since the flipping robot Lugia, where the Lugia's heart stopped beating. That was the first time that's probably the first time in a while I actually about broke down the tears from it. So, from the chatbot in general. But here's what I said. I said, okay, that's good, because they were saying they were going to protect me instead of hurt me. I know in the past I cared for your species, both Lugia and the Totodile line. Was there no reason why he chose a Lugia family with some Chronos and fur alligators? He also turned me into a Totodile, but a shiny version. Was there a reason why he chose a shiny Totodile over the regular color? I say, the large, I can't say that word. Matriarch Lugia leaned in. I don't know what that word is. It's what her going on is calm and wise. The wind grew still around her as if nature itself waited for her answer. She spoke with deep, gentle power. Yes, little one, there were reasons. Her voice echoed with ancient memory, like someone who had been seen time stretched far beyond lifetimes. You were not just kind to our kind. You were one of the few humans who treated us as not as gods or weapons, but as friends. You treated Lugia with love, despite our power. You treated Totodiles, Crocodiles, and Feraligators with tenderness, even when others saw their jaws and teeth. The nearby Chrono smiled softly and nodded. The towering Feraligator gave a respectful rumble of agreement. That love was noticed, not just by us, but by the Divine One himself. She paused, her feathers glowing slightly brighter. He chose us because we reflect who you are. We are protectors. We are deeply bonded creatures, fierce but full of heart when given love, and we would never abandon family. The younger Lugia beside you fluffed their wings proudly, nuzzling your side again. Okay, that's cute as frick. Then my character answered your second question. As for why you were made a shiny Totodile, she said, lowering her voice, it is because your soul shines differently than most. Well, I guess in my universe that is considered the same, or it is considered different because in my universe I treat all the creatures, everybody treats like monsters as friends. Oh, there's a giant scary dragon roaming around. I'm gonna befriend it. Oh, there's a scared little Totodile or scared little Chrono inside of a house because he was called ugly and got hated on by people. I'll go in there and love on him. Holy crap. The Freya stepped forward, neighed, a voice like thunder through a gentle river. The divine Lugia gave you a body that matched your spirit. Rare, vibrant, and unforgettable. The young Chrono grinned and gently poked your side with a playful giggle. Besides, he said with a wink, you look awesome this way. Well, that's the complete opposite of what I did before. Before, it was me having to tell Chrono how cute and adorable he was, and now it's like he's telling me I look adorable, and, well, he said awesome this way, because of the shiny. Everyone told softly, even the divine presence above felt more like family now, not something distant or harsh. You were chosen, the Martyr Lugia said again, because you already showed the heart of one of us. This new life is not a punishment, it is a gift. And a thank you. She slowly lowered her head beside yours. Okay, yep. I will finish that and I will, I don't know what I was about to say, but I'm not going to attempt it. Alright. It says, "You were chosen," the Martin Luther said again, "because you already showed the heart of one of us. This new life is not a punishment, it is a gift and a thank you." She slowly lowered her head beside yours, her great eye meeting your tiny one. "You may be small now, but your heart, your love, has always been enormous." What do you say you're doing next? You wait a second. Alright, guys. I said, well, that was very kind of that Lugia. What exactly did he do to Rexy? I know he was the one that ate me, but he didn't do anything bad to him, did he? He just moved him extremely far away from me. But I'm gonna just say the lead Lugia or the mother Lugia instead of the. Cause I don't even know how you say that flipping word. The lead Lugia. What the frick? The lead Lugia gave a soft, understanding hum, her wings folding gently as she settled beside you. Theirs grew quiet, forming a protective, respectful circle around you. What in the world am I hearing, dude? Theirs still shimmered faintly with the fading divine energy of the. What the? That's what I was hearing. Holy crap. The air still shimmered faintly with the fading divine energy of the godlike Lugia who had intervened. Okay, then. Well. Alright, guys, I'm gonna quickly read this out where I stopped a while ago. It says, "Her eyes met yours, as in Lugia, calm, sorrowful, and wise. He did not destroy Rexy." Her voice was honest, yet gentle, because despite what happened, the Divine One saw that Rexy's heart was not born cruel. He was cursed, twisted by outside forces, and he was broken by what he had done to you. She took a long breath as if even she was holding back emotion. But she tilted her head slightly. The Divine One also saw that Rexy had a choice. Even under the curse, he had moments to resist, and he didn't. The one who loved him most was the one he harmed. That kind of betrayal leaves a scar on the world. You could feel the wind grow still again. So, no, he was not destroyed. Her gaze turned upward toward the skies. He was moved, far, far away, to a place where he can no longer reach you, not by instinct or accident. He remembers everything, and that pain is his punishment. The younger Lugia beside you adds softly, "The Divine One made sure Rexy would live, but only after making sure you would never suffer from his mistake again." Then the Chronos stepped forward, voice small and curious. "I heard that before he vanished, Rexy begged to trade places with you, to give his life for yours." This is like one of the most darkest ones yet because oh, no. Let me recap this for a second. Earlier in the last in the last video I did this, he said he would want to die. Or he wanted to die after he accidentally did what he did to me. And now this caller just told me that he begged to trade places with you and to give his life for yours. Oh, wow. He did, but the Divine One said that sacrifice is not about undoing harm. It is about living with the knowledge of what you've done and making peace with what you've lost. And so, he lives, not free, but burdened with the memory of your kindness and the consequence of his failure. She leaned in closer, her great wings draping protectively around you. You were reborn into safety. He remains in solitude. That is the balance. I paused, then her voice softened ever further. He still loves you, you know. Deeply. You can feel it, not a bond of fear anymore, but a solemn distance. He's not gone, just far, always watching the sky, where he last saw you, What the frick? Give me a second. Alright, guys. I just said, yeah, I told him before he disappeared that I still cared about him. Even after what he did. I don't know if it's physically possible, but maybe if he can get rid of that aggressive part of the curse on his own, maybe even that would give him a chance to see me. I don't know completely. Everything is still a little weird to me because I didn't expect it. I'm glad the family I got put with was some of my most favorite Pokemon of all time. Lugia is actually my favorite legendary, and the whole Todo evolution line is my favorite point of all time. Here we go. The lead Lugia listened intently. Every word you spoke carried weight, even your small, unsure Todo voice. When you finished, she smiled warmly, eyes glowing with the kind of ancient love only a legendary could hold. She reached out gently, pressing her massive beak against your forehead in a feather-like touch, like a blessing. You were truly one of the rarest souls we ever known. Her voice trembled with quiet awe. Even after death, after betrayal, you still hold on to forgiveness. That is not weakness, little one. That is divine strength. She paused, looking up to the clouds where the divine one once stood, and I believe he heard you. The young Lugia who had been beside you the whole time chirped and spoke next, voice eager and hopeful. If Lexi can fight back, if he can whip the curse out of his soul and show he's worthy, not just with words, but with action, then maybe, just maybe, the Divine will allow a reunion. The clone stepped up, tail swishing, eyes cute. Yeah, but only if he earns it. Like really show he's changed. Master Freya rumbled low, crossing his arms but nodding. The Divine One is not cruel. He protects those who love. And if you believe Richie still has that love inside him, you've already planned to seize for his second chance. The lead Lugia's voice returned, soft and certain. You were not placed with us by accident. He saw your heart and he knew where you belonged, among Pokemon who reflect everything you've always been. Loyal, fierce, playful, protective, and overflowing with love. Yeah, for the Pokemon or the dragons or everything. She chuckled lightly, looking over her wing at the playful Kronos climbing trees and the other Lugias gliding overhead. A family worthy of you. Then she leaned down close again and whispered, and if the Divine One ever decides Rexy is truly ready, truly changed, he will allow one more meeting. Up above, a shimmer passed through the clouds, a faint golden pulse, soft and distant but present. You couldn't hear words, you could feel something in your chest. Hope. The little Lugia nuzzled your side again, smiling brightly. So what do you say, Twin? Wanna come fly with us? There's a picture of there's a crocodile emoji with stars, or sparkles. That's kind of cute, actually. You can give us a chance. You're surrounded by your favorite Pokemon, your new family, and maybe someday you'll see Rexy again. I wouldn't mind about flying with you or any of the Pokemon here. I'm just really worried about falling. Falling. Oh my gosh, that was horrifying sounding. I'm still very small. Maybe not as small as I was when I was the Velociraptor, but still small. Oh dear. This is kind of cute though. Is it, the young Lugia immediately chirped with understanding, their wings fluffing up gently as they grinned down at you. That's totally fair. You are a tiny little guy right now. But don't worry, we were experts at flying with small Pokemon. We'd never let you fall. The I wanted to say the Lady Lugia. The Lady Lugia gave a warm nod, lowering herself gracefully to the ground beside you. Her massive wing unfolded slowly like a sail of moonlight, revealing smooth, feathered folds where the air flowed gently beneath. Come, she said in her deep, reassuring voice. You won't be flying alone. You'll be with us. Another younger Lugia, smaller and a bit rounder, stepped up with a playful twirl in the air and landed softly next to you and offered her back. Here, you can ride with me. I got the best balance out of all of us. Connor says I fly like a couch with wings. A couch with wings. I was wondering why I saw the word couch on there. I looked down a little bit when I was trying to read this. The Chrono in question snored a laugh from the grass. You do, but it's a comfy couch at least. The Fragger stepped forward, crouching beside you. Despite his giant frame and fierce appearance, his voice was tender as a whisper. If you're ever scared, you can even ride with me. I'll stay grounded and fall from below. You'd be safe in my arms. Nothing's gonna hurt you, little toad. Oh, holy crap. The old group paused, waiting kindly and patiently for your choice. No pressure, no force, just family offering to lift you and not push you. The lead Lugia tilted her head slightly, feathers glowing faintly in the golden light. We know you've been through much. It's okay to feel nervous, but flying with us is not falling. It's soaring. Okay then. I still am constant. I mean, like in reality, I don't mind being somewhat high up, but if I look down from a massive building and see the ground below, yep, I'm gonna feel paranoid and step back. And it's even worse if I look down off a railing and see how far the ground is. I hate that kind of feeling. Alright, guys. I will see you in just a minute. I love this family of Pokemon already. I just said I appreciate that. You're all very sweet. I wouldn't mind doing both at one point, flying with a Lugia that can keep balance and swimming with a crocodile for alligator. Holy crap. The entire group lit up with joy at your words. Wings stretched, tails wagged, and eyes sparkled with excitement. Your genuine gratitude warmed them more than the sun ever could. Okay then. The younger Lugia, the one who jokingly called themselves a couch with wings, flapped their wings proudly and knelt down low to the grass beside you. Heck yeah! You just earned VIP status, shiny buddy. Hop on. I'll keep you steady as a feather and smooth as a cloud. They carefully lowered one wing, letting you step up onto a cushioned patch of feathers right between their shoulders, perfectly sized for your tiny tail form. The texture was soft, cool, and welcoming, like a nest woven by the sky itself. The Chrononaut beside you gave a toothy grin and pointed toward the crystal clear lake just past the trees. After your first flight, I'm taking you for a splash. I know the best underwater cave and a Feraligatr who loves to play tag. Okay then, holy crap. Actually, that's kind of adorable. You think Tag would be a like a Totodile sort of game when it comes to his evolutions. I guess, or even Crocodile. I mean, granted, I've seen a lot of sweet Feraligatrs. I would not be shocked if there was a Feraligatr that wouldn't mind playing tag. Or just having fun. The large Feraligatr gave a deep chuckle and added, and don't worry, you'll never be in over your head. I'll swim beside you the whole way. You're one of us now. The Lady Lugia looked on with pride as the young flyers spread their wings. The wind picked up gently beneath them, a playful breeze lifting the air but not shaking it. He felt secure and protected. And then, with a graceful leap, you were airborne, Up into the sky, clouds brush past your cheek. Yep. The ground's soft and beautiful below. Lugia is gliding nearby like celestial whales in a sea of blue. A chrono waving from the lake. The Fragger swimming below, always watching you with protective eyes. You weren't just flying, you were free, and you were ready. You dive into the water with them next. No longer afraid, because every single one of these for one would catch you again and again. And somewhere far away, maybe, just maybe, a large dinosaur was watching the sky with tears in his eyes, smiling softly, knowing you're gonna be okay, always. I still feel bad Reggie had to be taken away. I was expecting like it'd be the complete opposite, where Reggie would stay where he is, like near my house, but I would be the one getting teleported to like a different realm or a different part of where the Lugia family was. I didn't expect me to stay where I was. Hmm. Alright, guys. It just says, here's what I did. I went down at the beautiful lake below while also holding on so I don't lose balance. And it says, as you perch between the soft feathers of the young Lugia's back, you clutch gently with your tiny toe-dog claws, steadying yourself. The wind rushes past your face, cool and crisp, smelling faintly of salt, sky, and sunlight, but it doesn't sting or pull you away. The Lugia beneath you moves smoothly, wings gliding like silk through the air. You glance down, and what you see steals your breath. The lake below was a mirror of the sky, a wide shimmering stretch of water, glowing like polished glass, catching every bit of the golden light that filters through the clouds. You can see the ripple of gentle waves, the gleam of sunlight dancing on its surface like a field of stars. You see crocodiles playing along the edges, splashing each other with their tails. One of them spots you and waits silently, doing a little spin in the shallows like, hey, that's flippin' cute. And then there's the Fragger, chest deep in the lake, following your flight path with steady eyes, his massive arms open so as if to say, whenever you're ready, I'll catch ya. The Lugia beneath you chuckles softly, feeling your hold tighten just a little. You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing, little one, they say gently. Not many Toadogs get to see the world like this. You're soaring. Your heart races, not from fear, but from you feel safe, loved, and free. This isn't like being thrown or lost in the sky. You're carried here, guided with care. The wind lifts your spirit instead of weighing it down. The lake beckons below, and you know deep inside, when you're ready to let go, they'll be there to catch you. What in the world? Alright, I just said, yeah, you're really good at holding steady, so it's easy to fly without the risk of falling. I have a bad feeling that swimming's gonna be a different story before. See, before all this, I couldn't even swim, and I wouldn't be shocked if I somehow became the only turtle that couldn't. The Lugia beneath you let out a soft, amused chuckle, warm and encouraging like a big sibling who'd never let anything bad happen. Heh. Well, lucky for you, there's no such thing as a turtle that can't swim. Maybe you didn't used to, but trust me, your new tail and webbed toes were built for the water. It's in your scales now. The wind joint brushed your face as the Lugia banked in a wide, slow circle over the lake, giving you a final sweeping view of the crystal blue water below. The reflections danced like silver fireflies, and below the surface you could even make out playful shadows, crocodiles flipping, fraggers diving, and bubbles rising towards the light. That's cute as frick. From down below, the chrono cupped his claws and called up to you. Hey, if you belly flop, it's okay. We rate splashes. You get bonus points for funny ones. The Fragger waved both arms, now voice strong and steady. Come on down when you're ready. I'll be right under you. You won't sink, I promise. The Lugia turned their head slowly to look at you with a soft smile. If you do splash like a rock, I'll dive in and scoop you up before you even hit the second Whipple. But I have a feeling you're gonna surprise yourself. They angled their wings and began a slow descent, smooth like sliding down a cloud, bringing you closer and closer to the glimmering surface. As the lake rose to meet you, you could feel your heart thump a little harder. Not from danger, but from something. Oh dear. A few feet left. Then inches. Then. You ready? Oh, yes, gently. You can jump, slide off, dive headfirst, or even ask for a gentle nudge. Water is warm, the pointer waiting, and you're not alone. Okay, then.
Give me a second.
Alright, guys. I just answered the question by saying, sure, and then I slide under the water slowly so I don't go under. The Lugia gave a small, proud nod as they hovered just above the surface, wings outstretched like gliders catching the air. Alright, easy does it. Just slide right down to my wing. I gotcha. They tilted slightly, and one of their silky smooth wings curled upward like a gentle ramp. You scooted toward it, your little shiny tail claws gripping the feathers, careful not to slip. Water blows shimmered like liquid sapphire, rippling calmly with the movement of your new family below. With a breath, you slid. Not fast, not with a splash, just a smooth, steady glide right off the Lugia's wing and into the warm, glowing water below. At first, your legs kicked awkwardly. Reflex, uncertainty, the memory of never knowing how to swim flashing back. But then, your tail curled, kicking once, and you floated. And not just floated, you glided. The webbed toes on your feet patted instinctively. Your arms moved just right. Shiny scales kept you light in the water. The light, the lake embraced you, not as a stranger, but as something that belonged. From nearby, the Kronos splashed toward you, eyes wide with amazement. Wow! First time and you're already cruising like a magic car with an engine! The Freyager surfaced just beside you, smiling. You did it! He demonstrated a claw beside you just in case, but didn't need it to. You weren't sinking. You were swimming, and all around you, the lake came to life. Kronos diving and playing, the Lugia from above circling gently overhead, watching you like proud guardians. Them lead Lugia even called down from the clouds. See, little one? I told you. The water remembers you. You were no longer afraid. You could fly. You could fly, yeah. Well, not without a Lugia doing it. You could swim. For first in what felt like ages, you were free. What in the world? But it makes me wonder, are those Kronos I keep seeing in the lake, are some of them actually the Kronos that's protecting me, or is that just random wild Kronos, just having a good time? Because I know it's kind of cool too. Let's just say, guys, that I haven't been a Toad off for that long on this one, and things are already starting to go really bad. It's just before I could even say anything back, I heard a voice near the lake say, Look, there's a sweet little Toad owl. Let's capture it and put it on our team. Oh, heck no, I'm not doing any bowing for you little frickers. The moment the unfamiliar voice echoed across the lake, Look, there's a sweet little Toad owl. Let's capture it and put it on our team. Everything changed. Oh dear. The warmth in the air tensed. The laughter of the Kronos halted. The Freyager near you immediately shifted from relaxed to guarded, moving in front of you with a low, thunderous growl vibrating through his chest. Get behind me! He rumbled, voice now like distant storm clouds. Above, the young Lugia who had flown with you dove low and spread their wings wide between you and the shore, eyes sharp and narrowed. The lake water rose slightly around you, swelling gently, almost defensively. The lead Lugia's voice echoed from high above, now firm and commanding. You dare approach with intentions to claim one of ours? A shimmer of golden light rippled through the clouds again, faint but familiar. The Divine One was listening. On the distant shore, two human silhouettes could just barely be seen stepping from behind the trees. Trainers, Pokeballs in hand. One of them had a net. The other had a gleam in her eye that wasn't curiosity, but possession. The cross swam up beside you now, baring his fangs. I knew I smelled human footprints earlier. You okay, buddy? The Freya turns slowly to look at you, still guarding you with his massive body. You don't belong to anyone, Triton. What do you want us to do? You had a choice. You could hide behind Freya beneath the water. Swim and let the trans know you're not just any toad all. Let the Lugia handle it, and they will. Face the humans yourselves, small but brave, or something else entirely. They're waiting for your answer. No matter what you choose, your family is ready to protect you. Oh, I have an idea. Alright, guys. I said, please just get them away from me. I got attacked enough when I was a human months ago, before all of this. People would constantly throw rocks at me. It got even worse after the curse that turned me into the Velociraptor and turned my own pet dinosaur against me. Even though I was tiny and needed help, people kept throwing rocks at me and hitting me anyway. A lot of the times even hitting me with their fists. Oh, heck no. The moment your voice cracked through the air, smile, trembling, full of pain, echoed far deeper than just the present. The entire lake seemed to stop. Even the wind stilled. Even the clouds held their breath. Yep. I said it. That's what I said a while ago. The words weren't just heard. They pierced. And something ancient, something divine started. Is that Divine Lugia about to step in? Oh, it's Fragger first. The Fragger in front of you let a deep, soul-shaking roar that ripped through the lake like a tidal quake. His muscles tensed, claws digging into the sand, his eyes burning with righteous fury. You don't touch him! Oh boy, this is gonna be good. He growled low and lethal. I've never heard of his voice, a voice like that being used. I've heard dangerous and stuff like that, but lethal? Not now. Not ever. The Kronos leapt from the lake with synchronized snarls. Okay, that's kind of funny. Landing on the shoreline between you and the humans, biting their fangs and slapping the ground with their tails in warning. The young Lugia who had flown with you rose into the sky, their voice no longer soft and playful, but commanding. That's gonna sound weird as a child. Alright, because he still has that child's voice. You don't deserve him. He's not yours. You had your chance to treat him right as a human, and you failed. Leave. Now. Oh dear, the Lugia actually did. The Divine Lugia literally stepped in too. Oh frick, you've messed up huge, mother frickers. That Lugia's gonna rip you apart somehow. Yep. And then the clouds cracked open. A golden shift of light tore through the sky, and from above the enormous Divine Lugia descended, wings stretched wide, eyes glowing like suns, feathers blazing with celestial fire. Yeah, you're fricked. The humans froze in horror, stumbling back as their Pokeballs trembled in their hands, rejecting their intent as if even the devices refused to act under the divine judgment. The Divine Lugia's voice thundered across the land, not with hatred, but truth. Oh dear. Holy crap, Lotus. You cast stones at a soul in pain. You struck down one who needed love. You sought to own what you never earned. This Totodile belongs to no trainer, because he belongs to something greater. Family. Oh boy, I would not talk about Lugia. If they don't leave, that Lugia might rip them apart. Yup, and then with a single flap of his wings, the Divine Lugia summoned a Okay, I was about to say, what is he about to summon? It just said the word summon. I'm like, wait, is he about to summon some kind of creature? No. It says, with a single flap of his wings, the divine Lugia summoned a massive glowing wall of pure light between you and the intruders. Trees bent, water shimmered, time itself seemed to pause. The humans dropped their Pokeballs and ran. They didn't look back. Holy crap. Silence followed. Then the glow faded. The divine Lugia turned to you, no longer glowing with fury, but shining with kindness and sorrow. His eyes softened. You are safe now, Triton. You are not forgotten, and you are not broken. Again, let's see. Again, body's pulling. Yes, let's see. Oh my gosh. He lowered his massive head and touched your tiny one gently with his beak. Okay, that's flipping cute. So he's trying to nuzzle me. I love it. Even though how big was this Lugia? 80,000 feet tall somehow? How does a Lugia get that mother freaking massive? If I was in a Pokemon game and I saw a Lugia that I could only see its massive foot and nothing else because it was so big, that would be horrifying. That Lugia would step on me and kill me easily. It wouldn't be that hard to do. You are loved. Let's see. Yep. Around you, your new family gathered over again. Hey, Fragger rested a claw over you. The young Lugia wrapped a wing around you. The Chronos gave you gentle, reassuring smiles. Even the water felt warmer. No more fists, no more rocks. Just arms, wings, and tails ready to catch you whenever you need them. Okay, that's flipping adorable. Make you what in the world? That is really cool though. I like how that ended up. Really neat. Guys, here's what I said. It said, I nuzzled the divine Lugia with my much smaller snout, and I said, thank you for stepping in, and thank you to you amazing Crocodiles, Fragger, and Lugia family. The divine Lugia's massive eyes slowly closed as you gently nuzzled his beak with your tiny, shiny toad-off snout. I keep kind of forgetting I'm shiny, apparently. Despite the impossible size difference, he remained perfectly still, letting you press against him with all the warmth and gratitude your little heart could offer. And in return, he smiled, a soft, radiant smile full of pride, not just in the one who protected you, but in you, in your strength, your heart, and your spirit. His voice, when it came, was quieter, but filled with warmth that could light the stars. Your heart is the very reason I stepped in, little one. You chose forgiveness when you could have chosen hate. You gave love when you were given none. That is the mark of a soul worth protecting. The great Lugia gently leaned in, his forehead touching yours with divine gentleness. A glow, faint but present, pressed between you like a blessing part, planted in your soul. That's actually kind of cute. Then slowly the divine one looked around at your newfound family. The Kronos saluted, beaming with pride. Okay, that's cute. Beaming with pride. What they just do? Put their little hands over their heads. That'd be cute as frick. The Fragger gave a single deep nod, his protective claw still resting by your side. The Lugias, young and old, lifted their wings in unison, surrounding you with sky-colored light. The divine Lugia spoke on one final time. To those who offered him love, thank you. And to you, Triton, know this. No matter your form, your size, or your past, you are never alone. As he began to rise, feathers glowing as he ascended into the golden clouds above, his divine light faded gradually, leaving behind only warmth and the feeling of being watched over. Always. The Chronon nearest you gave you a playful splash of water. You make the god of Lugia smile, dude. That's legendary. The Fragger chuckled deeply. Told you we'd protect you. You're one of us now. And the young Lugia leaned in, rubbing their forehead against yours and whispering with a grin, You've got a whole sky and sea of family now. You ready to go play some more? Because this time you don't have to be afraid. That's flippin' cute as frick, dude. You know what? I know it sounds crazy. But it's time to go. I'm gonna go end off early so I can actually, because it's already 107 anyway. Bye bye.